So we have a vertical tower, 36 meters from the base, straight path going up to U on a hill. The path makes a 4-degree angle with the horizontal. So basically, this angle is 4 degrees. The point U is 25 meters away from the base, so this is 25. And the top of the tower is fixed to U, so top to U is X meters. Now, find X. The first thing I notice is that since the tower is vertical, this is 90 degrees, the whole thing. If this is 90 degrees, then this must be 90 minus 4, which is 86 degrees, right? Um, okay, interesting. Okay. Do you guys, what do you think? What do you think? Which rule can I use in this case? Can I use the SOHCAHTOA stuff, by the way?
Is it not the cosine rule?
Or what makes you think that?
Because you know the opposite. Wait, no.
There is no such thing as the opposite.
Oh wait, no, there's the scissor rule thing.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, you remembered my name. That's weird. Okay, so yeah, exactly. Because you know two sides and the angle between them. If you go back up in your memory, you will remember that if you know two sides and an angle between them, that is the first case of. Did I mistype my own name? Yeah, that's the first case of the cosine rule. Okay, so which side should be the subject of my cosine rule in this case? Jessica,
X
you tell me. X, exactly, good. X square equals what else?
36 squared.
hmm Go on.
Plus 25 squared.
Good.
Minus 2 times 36 times 25 times cos 86.
You guys expect a cosine inverse to be required in this question at all?
No.
Yeah, because we already know the angle. We're not looking for an angle. We don't need inverses if we're not looking for angles. Okay, so we just need to basically calculate all of this stuff. Can you guys calculate what this is and tell me what you get? All right. So x comes out to be 42.37. Perfect. And that's it. That's what x is. So again, the scissor rule really helps with the cosine rule. You don't need to think about anything else. Next up, we have to find an angle, ATU. What do you guys think that is? Do you think that it's this guy or this guy?
The second one.
The second one, exactly. Because ATU means this angle, the one from ATU, so the one at T. Okay, so oops. Any suggestions? By the way, we know x now, so it might be useful to say that x equals 42.37. Now, any suggestions on what rule I can use now to find ATU?
Can you use the cosine rule?
Cosine rule. Yeah, technically you could because you know all three sides, right? Any other answers? Is there any other opportunity?
The sine rule.
How come?
Um, I mean, because you pretty much know all of the sides now.
No, that's not a requirement of the sine rule. Sophia, what do you think, by the way? Why do you think I can use the sine rule, or do you think we can use the sine rule?
You you can
How come?
because
hmm
because you have one pair which is
Yeah,
86 and
exactly.
42, and then you have another pair where you can find something.
hmm So you need one full pair for the sine rule to work, which you do. You know an angle and its corresponding side. That's what the sine rule works with. And since we're trying to find this angle, we need its corresponding side at least known, which we do. So we have one full pair, in my words, and another half pair, where we are trying to find the missing part. So we can use the sine rule. By the way, we could use the cosine rule. It's not wrong. Amy, what do you think? Which side would be the subject if I was trying to find this angle using the cosine rule?
Um, would it be the 25?
Yeah, because the angle you're trying to find, its corresponding angle, sorry, its corresponding side needs to be the subject. Good. But the cosine rule is kind of, bulky. I don't like it. Nobody likes it actually. We should use the sine rule as, whenever we can, unless they ask you not to. So we know one full pair. Sophia, tell me what the sine rule is going to be like for this case.
It's
42.37 over sine 86 is equal
Equals.
to 25 over sine theta, I guess.
Yeah, we can call it theta for now. Good. So, yeah. Now, Jessica, what do you think I should do first to be able to solve this equation for theta?
Don't you multiply on both sides or something?
So, what do I multiply on both sides specifically?
The 42.
If I multiply the 42.37 on both sides, I will end up squaring it over here, which will make it a bigger mess than I have in the beginning. Remember, my goal is to solve for theta, so this guy needs to at least not be at the bottom. That's the bare minimum,
Would it be
right?
the
Because
25?
no, I'll cross multiply. The
Okay.
thing is, multiplying both sides by whatever is already on the top is counterintuitive because you're not gonna cancel anything in that case. You could divide both sides by 42.37, but I don't see why yet, at least. So cross multiply. Why? Because you want this guy to be at the top. Also, it will help you remove the denominators. Denominators can make things a bit more confusing. So the sine theta multiplies there, sine 86 multiplies there. So we end up with this. Now, we need to get rid of this 42.37. How do I do that? Amy, Jessica? What is 42.37 doing here? Like, is he adding, subtracting, dividing, multiplying?
Is it not multiplying?
Yeah. So how do I remove something that's multiplying right now?
So you divide it.
Exactly. I divide both sides by 42.37, which cancels it out from here, leaves me with just the sine theta and this mess. So I'm just going to calculate that already. So 25 times sine of 86 divided by 42.37, which leaves me with 0.5886. Now, Sophia, what do you think I should do now?
Inverse.
Exactly. Because the thing I'm trying to find is an angle, number one, and number two, it's stuck inside of a sine. So I will open it up from the sine by taking the sine inverse, which leaves me with this sine inverse of that is equal to 36.1 degrees. And that's it. What's wrong?
No, because I was worried I was gonna get this wrong because I used cosine. Because I was like, oh, I have all
Oh,
three
you use the
sides.
cosine rule? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think that might just be because this diagram is so messy. It might be hard to see that you know one full pair. But yeah, the cosine rule works too. It's easier to spot when you know all three sides than it is to spot the pair, I guess. That is true. Because Amy also went for the cosine rule, so it kind of does make sense. So this is good. Let's end the recording here.